What we should be doing is we should be honoring the request of the courageous people in Ukraine. We should provide them some defensive weapons to change Vladimir Putin's calculus. The other thing we should do is we should open up our energy markets. We're flaring. We are wasting so much natural gas. We ought to capture that. We ought to build pipelines. We ought to export that to Ukraine and Europe.
I would like to say that because my understanding is that, especially in terms of the liquefied natural gas, those contracts are underway, but it's going to take them about a year before they come online.
This president can move those along a lot quicker, and he's not doing that.
I don't believe so, because the contracts are underway. It does take a while for it to come online. You know, my Republican colleagues, and both of us are in the minority, every time something comes up, all roads lead back to Keystone. And I'll tell you, even if Keystone was being built today, it would take a year for it to come online.
Right now, the roads lead back to allowing those permit applications to move forward. Have you heard the president announce those permit applications to move forward? That'd be a powerful signal right then and there. We have to recognize what gives Vladimir Putin strength. It's his oil and gas reserves, Europe's dependence on it. We need to break that dependence. We got to break that monopoly.
You know what? Even if Keystone was up and running, it's still a drop in the bucket in terms of.
And I'm talking about the LNG, terminals that will signal what we should be doing.
But it is moving forward. It's just going to take a while.
Let me carry a step further. And by the way,
yes,
I'm for a very aggressive energy policy. I think it would be a factor. But I think the reason the president's getting in trouble is that you can follow the polling numbers that Van had. 47% of the country wants a less activist foreign policy. About 19 or 20% wants a more activist foreign policy. The president has been trying to do both. That is, he doesn't want to use military force, but he draws red lines. He ends up getting us talking about all sorts of places, but not doing anything. Isn't there, you know, how do you have a activist, non-activist, interventionist, non-interventionist policy? You know, the Pentagon, for example, was even counting Kevlar vests as an offensive weapon. So they wouldn't send anything that was useful to the Ukraine. Now, you're either going to do things or not do things, but this talk without effectiveness, isn't that a real problem?
Well, I actually don't think that it is, and I do think that he has been effective, but it is a real pushback. I can tell you, constituents in my district, the last thing in the world they want to hear is us getting into another conflict. That's a real issue, and when I think of my
You know why that is, though? Because this president hasn't taken the time to explain why Syria is a national security issue for the U.S.
Hold on a second.
He has not taken the time to explain why Vladimir Putin's aggressive expansion does threaten our national security and the world order. He has not explained the American public.
He's been criticized for explaining too much.
Too much, exactly. You can't have it both ways.
He's deliberating too much. He just
he didn't say a word about Syria. All of a sudden draws a red line. And then, obviously, nothing when that red line is crossed because he hasn't.